Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope that your day has started off well. And as we head throughout this afternoon, we're going to be dealing with some stormy conditions. We already had a lot of stormy conditions as we made our way throughout the morning here on Wednesday. Not everybody saw rain, but those who did get rain, it came down like buckets. A lot of heavy rainfall, especially up into portions of Cherokee County, stretching down into Cobb County, and yes, even into portions of downtown. We had a lot of rainfall. And if you're up that 575 or 75 corridor, well, you dealt with a lot of rain this morning, including up towards Cartersville and then stretching even all the way up into Chattanooga. You saw the radar showing a lot of rain. Let's look at how much we've seen in the last 24 hours. But before we even get into that, we had a lot of storms just yesterday afternoon into yesterday night, and that shows up in our time lapse. Notice as we head throughout really the last about 18 hours or so, you saw the storms move through Atlanta overnight, had a lot of cloud cover at times, and then we moved into this morning. That's when we had another round of storms pass through. Saw the cloud cover before it, the storm sweep through, and then we ended up with a few peaks of blue sky before the cloud cover really started to build back in. Now, for the rest of today, again, we are going to be dealing with isolated showers and storms. And when I say today, of course, you may be watching this a little bit later on, but we record these weather updates. We do them live on Wednesdays. Right now, we are live doing the update if you're watching us on the 11 Alive Plus app, which you can get on Roku or Fire TV, but you can also watch them at a later time on those apps. So if you're watching this update is done every single Wednesday at 2:30, where we can give an update on what we can expect for the end of the week and into the weekend. So right now, as of 2:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday, not seeing any delays out at the airport. We had the cloudy conditions over downtown, few peaks of blue sky here and there, and you see much of the area dealing with some of those kind of gloomy conditions outside. North Georgia as a whole dealing with isolated showers and storms. It's not as scattered as what it was earlier, but there are some spots that are seeing a little bit more thunderstorm activity. Like if you went from Lawrenceville to Jefferson, seeing some thunderstorms, even one up towards Gainesville. We also have a storm over towards Ackworth that's kind of falling apart. Now really just more shower activity. Douglasville experiencing a thunderstorm around 2:30 on Wednesday afternoon, and Peachtree City seeing much of the same. We've had a lot of rainfall this past week, but over the last 24 hours, it has come down pretty heavy in some spots, especially up to far northwest Georgia. It's talking about Calhoun, Dalton, Lafayette, where you've had about 4 inches of rainfall in some of those spots. Bremen has seen about 3 to 4 inches. You see not far from Carrollton, they've seen that much too. And down towards Peachtree City, anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of accumulated rainfall just over the last 24 hours. It has been pretty damp at times. Satellite and radar shows that it's not just us too. The entire southeast has been dealing with a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity, and that's going to continue throughout this afternoon. Now, don't forget to download the 11 Alive app. It's especially useful on days like today where we have thunderstorms on radar. Kind of look towards the top of the screen there, and you can see that the app can give you live looks at the radar whenever you're on the go. So right there at the top, explore the radar map. If you download the app, you'll see there at the top. You can click it. You can take a look at the radar. You also have the ability to submit your weather wow moments to us right through here, just where you have below the forecast, which that is the actual forecast. It really is 84 degrees right now in Atlanta as of 2:30 Wednesday afternoon. And this is what we're expecting for the afternoon. Some cloudy conditions, isolated to scattered showers and storms at times, temperatures rising into the upper 80s. And then here at the bottom, you see where it says watch live. That's where you can watch our newscasts. Wherever you are, if maybe you have power go out because of the thunderstorm activity that we may have this afternoon. If you ever lose power, if you have the 11 Alive app, you can watch weather updates and live news straight from your phone. Don't forget to download that from the App Store, the Google Play Store. Also, make sure that you download the Roku and Fire TV 11 Alive Plus apps. You can scan this code right here on the screen, and that can take you to the stores to be able to download some of those apps. So great, useful tool, especially when we have thunderstorms like what we have today. Now, you saw the temperatures expected to rise into the upper 80s this afternoon to lower 90s. That's pretty much where we've been staying throughout this past month. July was a very hot month, a lot of above average temperatures there each day for the high temperatures, and you see that we've been right at or above average for our high temperatures each day all throughout the last couple of weeks here. With the exception of Monday the 1st, we hit 85 degrees. So that was a little bit of a cool day compared to what we've had more recently. So what can we expect here as we head throughout the next 48 hours through Thursday and Friday as well? Well, here's a look satellite and radar on the forecast track showing that as we head into the afternoon, again, a few isolated to scattered showers and storms possible as temperatures rise into the upper 80s. We'll have a quick sweep of some storms moving in from the south, similar to what we had last night. Remember, we had a lot of heavy rain move through just yesterday evening. I don't think we're going to have as much as what we had last night. Some spots closer on towards downtown picked up a really good amount of rainfall there just from those storms last night, but I don't think it will be as bad this evening. Temperatures will eventually fall to the 60s and 70s, and we will be greeted tomorrow morning by a lot of cloud cover when you walk out that door. Not expecting any rain for the morning like what we had this morning where it was real stormy, but tomorrow afternoon, we are going to have isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms. You see them kind of moving on through the region. Temperatures will rise into the upper 80s and lower 90s again, and then we move into Friday. And this is going to be where our weather pattern starts to change. Now, for the morning, 70s, humid. Warm, humid, just like what we started every day for pretty much the past 2 weeks. We're even going to have an isolated shower or two possible as we head into the afternoon. Forecast track picking up on that. But a front is going to sweep through. I want you to take a look into far northern portions of Georgia here, kind of closer on up into the mountains. Look at which way these winds are coming from. These arrows now starting to come more out of the north. That's going to be a drier air mass coming in, not necessarily much cooler, but drier, meaning that we're going to see lower humidity. We're going to have less moisture in the air, which is also going to help us get lower rain chances in for the weekend. Right now we're taking a look at the amount of moisture that we have in the atmosphere. I'm talking those oranges and yellows. That's really soupy air. Where you see some of those more reddish colors, that's extremely soupy air that's going to be moving through. But the purples and blues that you're seeing on the screen now, that's the drier air coming in from the north, coming in for Friday evening. Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be sticking around. Monday, we'll start to get a little bit more moisture back in the air, but it is going to be a great weekend. You know, we had a lot of rain this past weekend. A lot of people are probably saying, I've got to get some outdoor work done. Please give me a dry weekend, and we're going to give it to you. Saturday and Sunday, bringing no chances for rain there. We do have slight chances for rain in for Friday and Monday, though. And there you see a 50% chance for a few scattered showers and storms throughout the day on Thursday. So tomorrow, going to be very similar to what we had today, just not going to have that rain at the same time. It's going to be more into the afternoon compared to what we had this morning, especially for areas north of the I-20 corridor. So for the next 7 days, how much rain are we going to get? Pretty much about a quarter of an inch to a half of an inch for the Atlanta area. Far north Georgia, though, we could be talking about an inch to 2 inches of rain in some spots. So significant amount of rain into those North Georgia mountains, a spot where they've already had a ton of rainfall. They don't really need a lot more, but they're going to be having the better chance as we head throughout the next week. Drought monitor last week showed a lot of improvement. We saw the abnormally dry conditions just really wither away. You know, just a month ago, we had severe drought in some spots. But that's really changed. That is going to continue to improve. And I think as we head into tomorrow morning, every Thursday morning, the drought monitor updates, we are going to see some major improvements. We may not even end up having abnormally dry air conditions in any area of North Georgia for tomorrow morning. We'll see what the drought monitor ends up showing, but we've had a good amount of rain that should help continue to push that back. Rain by month for Atlanta. Notice that for the month of August, we're already above 3 inches of rainfall, and here we are only on the 10th. So as we head throughout the next couple of weeks here, just a little bit more rain will get us to that above average point. We did finish below, or above normal rather. We did finish below normal there for the month of July, but August looks like it's going to finish up in much better shape as long as we get a little bit more rain here these next couple of weeks. And you see that we're ahead of our year to date, so we're doing pretty good there. No big worries. So anything that we get over the next week, well, it's just a surplus, added to the surplus rather. You see that 50% chance for showers and storms for today. A lot of that was for this morning. For Thursday, carrying on with that scattered shower and thunderstorm potential, slight chances for rain on Friday, dry for Saturday and Sunday, 10s on the whizometer. We may end up bumping those to 11s. As confidence builds in the forecast as we get closer on to the weekend, we could very well end up bumping those to 11s for just perfect days there this weekend. It's looking like it's going to be great, y'all. Monday and Tuesday bringing just slight chances for rain to isolated showers and storms back into the forecast. Lows in the 60s, highs in the upper 80s. Going to start to get a little more humid again, so don't be surprised by that. Your 8 to 14 day outlook beyond the 7-day forecast. I always like to look at this because people are always asking, well, I've got a wedding in 2 weeks. I've got an outdoor event that I'm trying to plan for, and I need to just get an idea. What's it going to be like? While we can't give you the exact day, we can at least give you an idea what we're looking at here. The 8 to 14 day outlook showing that we will be having some above average rainfall possible. So that lets you know, maybe going right back into that wetter pattern that we had just last week, slipping right back into that for the end of August. So that's going to push us into the end of the month. And then below average temperatures. So a little bit of that rainfall may help keep our temperatures down, maybe into the mid 80s, lower to mid 80s. That would be below average for this time of year. And I think we would all welcome that. We just wish we could get it without the rain, right? Switching gears and moving beyond the forecast for us, let's take a look at what we got going on in the tropics. We are now starting to move into that peak of hurricane season, and we have one system that we're watching out there. Kind of came off the African coast just about 2-3 days ago, and it's out there kind of in the central portion of the Atlantic now, kind of struggling with a lot of shear. So it has a 20 to 30% chance of tropical development over the next 48 hours to 5 days. We're going to watch this as it moves west and then possibly going just north of the Lesser Antilles. Not considered a threat for us right now. Something we'll keep a close eye on though and keep you updated. It still has probably about a week to go before it even gets across the Atlantic to us. So probably about 5 days to 7 days rather. But if it does earn a name, if it does manage to form, right now the chances are low, it would be Danielle. So we have only had 3 named storms so far this year, but that's not too out of the norm. Remember, the last 2 seasons were just really active. So we had a lot of named storms around these times, and that's because it was just a really active season. But this is actually fairly normal, and we have had seasons in the past where we finished up above normal, even though we only had 2-3 storms at this time of year. Peak of the season comes in September 10th. The season begins on June 1st. It ends November 30th, so we still have a lot of time to go in hurricane season. Now, if you're traveling this weekend, maybe you have plans to go down to Destin, looking beautiful for areas like Gatlinburg, South Carolina, Savannah, and up into Lake Lanier. But if you're traveling down to Destin, you're looking like you're going to be dealing with some showers and storms, scatter shower and thunderstorm activity, but it won't be constant. It's going to be those sea breeze showers and storms, a little bit more on the increased side, but again, you're going to have times where you can get out there on the water, maybe a little choppy though with the thunderstorm activity. Gatlinburg will be a better spot to be, maybe take off Friday too with how nice it's going to be. Similar conditions up towards Lake Lanier. So I'm going to bump everything back up to the 7-day forecast, y'all. I hope you can have a wonderful rest of your week. Remember that we are going to have those increased chances for showers and storms through Thursday, slight chances for rain there Friday, and then again looking like a great weekend. Don't forget that we do these updates every Wednesday. Want to make sure everybody stays informed on the forecast. Download that 11 Alive Plus app for your Roku and Fire TV devices, and download the 11 Alive app to your phone so you can stay updated on the forecast whenever you're on the go. Also check on 11alive.com and be sure to tune in to 11 Alive on TV so you can get those updates all throughout the day.